Is a case of managing a hypermature cataract in an uncooperative patient. When we entered the chamber with 2.8 mm keratome, the patient moved and the capsule ruptured and led to an Argentinian plaque sign. When we are managing such a case, we need to remember any change in the anterior chamber depth or pressure, sudden change will aggravate the situation. So we start by instilling some viscoelastic, but remembering not to overpressurize the chamber because even that could lead to a peripheral extension. Once that is done, we create linear cuts, making sure that there is no downward pressure and only tearing pressure on the torn tags of the capsule. Once that is done, we again instill viscoelastic and remembering not to overpressurize the chamber again. Now we go with a micro forceps or an Utrata forceps to extend the linear cuts given in those flaps of the capsule on the bilateral side and try and make as round and large capsular X as possible, and ensuring that we do not pull the torn edge of the Argentinian plaque sign. If in case we do not create a large tear, we can use a micro curve Vanna's forceps or scissors to create a tangential curvilinear cut in the capsule. Again instill viscoelastic and then go and tear that flap in a tangential circumlinear manner so as to create a larger rhexis. The same step is repeated on the opposite side by tearing on the initial cut given with a cystotome. Now that we have a rounded opening, we proceed to continue with the phacoemulsification. We use low bottle height and a moderate flow rate and make sure that we do not give any excessive downward forces towards the posterior pole, which might aggravate the situation. Even the chopping is done by partially delivering the nucleus slightly in the chamber and a peripheral chop is done. We will ensure that the lateral separation movements are not very aggressive because that also can actually aggravate the Argentinian plaque sign and make it extend to the periphery and have a nuclear drop. You will notice very gradual separating forces, and even if the capsule or the cataract is not breaking to the edge, we are stopping and continuing to break the other edge of the cataract. Once we have created 4 quadrants, we go ahead and proceed to creating smaller pieces of each quadrant. While doing these maneuvers, we realized that there was a protrusion of the iris from the side port. This led to an irritation of the iris and the pupil started closing down. We stop the surgery now and instill mild mydriatic, which is a diluted adrenaline in this particular case, to dilate the pupil again. This is a necessary step because as long as you are seeing the capsular margins, you are in better control. The moment you start seeing the capsular margin, we might land up in a complication. Now again we proceed to do the surgery. We will fast forward the surgery slightly. All the phacoemulsification procedures are now done in the pupillary plane because we do not want to do aggressive maneuvers managing a hard cataract within the capsular bag in this case, because in view of a pre-existing Argentinian plaque sign and any excessive pressures in the capsular bag may lead to the extension of the Argentinian plaque sign to the periphery and cause a capsular rupture. We also make sure that whenever we are about to finish the surgery, we reduce the flow rate of vacuum because a sudden decompression of the anterior chamber also is known to aggravate the Argentinian plaque sign. Once that is done, we proceed to finish the case, instill viscoelastic. Again, remember the warning that not installing a lot of viscoelastic in this stage also. While dialing the lens in such a case, we have to be careful that the dialing forces have to be rotatory or tangential in nature and no posterior force on the capsular bag, because that may also lead to a peripheral extension of the Argentinian plaque sign. Once that is done, we proceed to remove the viscoelastic and we have a case which is absolutely normal and performing well. Thank you.